in the comments that I wanted to address from Ellen. She says, I'm curious if you feel muscle testing is as accurate for those with an undefined sacral. It's asking a yes/no question. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And I will say, because I'm undefined, I'll give my opinion, then I'll hear what you have to say. Because I find that it's not so much the undefined sacral that makes me not trust it. It's the emotional wave that makes me not as confident when I feel something, because, you know, as somebody who is not meant to know in the moment, that feeling of, you know, like, cause I do swaying. I do it once in a while like this, but I don't trust that as much as I trust the sway. But I know sometimes I will actually do this back and forth for a long time before I can, like, kind of like, my body will just be like, almost like how the pendulum works, you know, where a lot of times it just goes in circles until it, you know, whatever it does. But I don't really ask things in a yes/no question. I ask in a truth, not truth question. Is this the truth? Is this correct? So when I'm asking, you know, because the original way that Barbara taught me to get grounded and tested is, you know, to first do all this, there's certain processes to ground myself in, get out of my head, and then say, my name is Kathy. That's not a yes/no question. That's a statement. And I should sway forward. And I do remember do you remember the first time you were teaching me how to do this? And I kept swaying backwards, and we're like, what the hell? And then you said, just intuitively, you said, say, my name is Sonia. And I swayed forward because I was so in my adult daughter, who at the time was going through a bunch of stuff. We'd just been talking about her so much. I was in her energy, and my body knew I was not grounded in my own energy. So I swayed forward when I said that. I was swaying backwards because it was my body's way of knowing, no, you're not in your own energy right now. So that's my feeling on it, but I would love to hear your take.
Okay. I used the sacral response and the muscle testing together, but one has nothing to do with the other. You know, I know people who are extremely proficient in muscle testing that do not have sacral authority. They have undefined sacrals. A lot of it with the muscle testing is one practice, and that's what I've tried to encourage Kathy to do. I'm like, you gotta do it to the point where your body is trusting that you really want to know. Because let's face facts, most of us spent most of our life not listening to our body. So our body's kind of reluctant to talk to us. So you're asking your body to give you information, and, you know, I kind of think of it as your body is like, really? You haven't listened to me in 40 years. You're going to listen to me now? So
you mean this morning when I asked you which earring I should wear, I should probably have just held one and swayed to see. It's like simple little things like that is what I need to just get in that habit of doing more to develop those skills. Right.
So it doesn't have anything to do with the sacral because it's a level of consciousness, but it definitely has to do with your comfort level, your trusting of yourself, and your embracing your intuition. And, you know, I wasn't where I am today years ago. I was still like, is that, you know, I would ask it like 3 times to make sure I got the same answer. And now I move so fast that sometimes my muscle testing is responding to the next thought that's coming forward before I can, you know, really form the, you know, it's just moving like that. But I'm at a point where I'm very trusting in my higher self, my intuitive abilities, my gifts, my connection to the highest levels of consciousness. But this is something that I've worked with. So yeah, one has nothing to do with the other. And